start off by giving a lot of credit to Minnesota and Coach Fleck. I think you saw two football teams that are awfully resilient and willing to duke it out for 4 quarters. Really proud of our finish as a football team. And ultimately, I think we can all be very honest with ourselves within the program and saying it shouldn't have had to come down to that. There'll be a lot to learn from this one. But also, when people ask tell us about your football team, we talked about the character of our football program, and turn on this tape. Resilient, tough, together, toughness, ability to respond, and just so excited for our guys, for this program, for our fan base to be bowl eligible. One of the goals that we do talk about is dominating in the postseason, and where I challenged our team is, we're playing for a trophy. We're playing for the hat next week. This is our postseason. We secured a postseason bid. We're playing for a trophy next week against a great Illinois opponent, rivalry game, and we got to carry this momentum and make sure that we finish what we started with this group. I couldn't be happier for our players, especially our seniors and our leadership.
Jake?
Coach, considering how much work went on behind the scenes after you guys walked off this field 4-8 last season, just redefining how this program operates, how rewarding is it to be bowl eligible once again?
It's really rewarding, It's emotional, emotional for a lot of people, and mostly because it's like, I talked about this with Coach Fleck pregame. When you see coaches in this profession that are truly doing it because they got into this profession to pour into young people, with all the noise that we hear around college football, when their purpose is behind that, and I believe that's what Coach Fleck's all about. It's really special to see guys put so much into something and to have them rewarded today with an opportunity to know that we get to do this, a lot longer, because we get to, go to a bowl game and, spend the month of December together. Pretty special.
Adam?
David, in terms of the improvement that you've made, how does winning these games validate maybe some of the improvement that you've seen that hasn't come with the wins?
Yeah, gosh, it's hard. It's separating, Adam, the objective from the emotional, right? The objective is, my gosh, we still have so much more work to do. The emotional is gosh, it feels good to get 6 wins and go to a bowl game. But what I can tell you is we have been tireless in just trying to continue to push the needle of how we can continue to grow as a football program in this new landscape. And we got a lot of work to do, but ultimately we only get one opportunity with this group of young men. And the validation that you're talking about, securing a bowl game, you can't understate that. Huge accomplishment for this group.
Yeah.
Coach, we saw you immediately after the missed field goal, embrace your family, go see your wife and everything. Obviously a very emotional time. Can you just walk us through the last moments of the game, first time off of the field, and what's going through your head, who's talking to you, everything that went down?
Yeah, a lot of emotion, so excited, it's so awesome to see the joy on our football team, specifically our players. I see Carmine Bastone embracing guys on the team. An opportunity to, give Coach Fleck his credit to his team, and after that, at the end of the day, anyone that is in college athletics and specifically around the sport of college football would tell you, without an absolute warrior at home, you can't do it, and that's who Kristen Braun is. This time of year, she spends, I'm sure there's a lot of days she feels like a single parent, and we do this together, we do it as a family, and when you get to share those moments, whether it's me with my family, with Kristen and Lucas and Andrew and Blake, or you see Coach Hicks's kids out there, or Coach Binns' kids out there, the Thompson crew, words can't express it effectively, but what I will tell you is there's no way that I could do what I do without Kristen Braun, being just the ultimate teammate in all this.
Louis?
Coach, what got into your offense today? Especially the second half. Preston was 15 for 15. You scored 23 points. What happened? What was the key?
You know, it started with running the football. You know, that first, I believe it was a 3 and out. You know, like that's what we're looking for. We were able to really catch some rhythm. I thought Zach called a great game. A great game. Just the conversation on the headset was really fun to be a part of. And ultimately, like, you know, I felt like Preston played fearless. You know, he wasn't pressing, but he wasn't like, you know, anxious either. Like, he was just fearless. Let the game come to him. It was some of the scrambles. It was just his command. He had urgency today. The guys support him. There were some great catches out there. The O-line did a great job of protecting. The offense was in a rhythm. And, you know, ultimately, like, there's some critical junctures there in that game. We're up 10-0. Huge kickoff return by Minnesota. 10-7, we get on our heels a little bit. Our defense is reeling and trying to get their rhythm back. You know, coming out of half, gosh, 3 and out, let's go. Muffed punt, oh my gosh, touchdown, we're down 2 scores. And for our offense, just to say, you know what, like, guys, the only people stopping us are ourselves, let's go. Is a credit to Preston, that offensive line, everyone on that offense, and a great job by Coach Luan.
Brandon?
Coach, you talked about the fearlessness and the resilience that Preston played with, and that head-first dive on his last run. What does it say about him and about your program that a guy who wasn't here last year is willing to put his body on the line and make sure that you guys can stay together another month?
Yeah, he's a competitor. He's a great friend to everyone in that locker room. It speaks to Preston Stone, but it also speaks to our entire locker room. Like, Preston is a special young man that I think would be the first one to tell you that, like, his time here at Northwestern has had a tremendous impact on him. He's also had a tremendous impact on his teammates. But you don't come into a program for 1 year, only have been here for 10 months, and have that type of attitude unless you're coming into a locker room full of, you know, an incredible group of young men. And it speaks to Preston, it speaks to our football team.
Chris?
Coach, you mentioned this a little bit. You're down, 21-13. There's the muff punt, and then it's 28-13. But what did you see from this team? What was the spark behind that comeback?
Yeah, gosh, it's all kind of a blur. But if I remember correctly, that following drive, the offense went down, scored a touchdown. We were in conversations down 15, if I remember correctly. Do we want to go for 2 now? Do we want to go for 2 later? I'm a strong believer in momentum. Like, man, you score a touchdown, let's take the extra point, let's go down 8. But we just felt good about that 2-point call. And our guys went out and executed. You could just feel the momentum building. But again, it comes back to what we talked about offensively. Like, to me, that was the catalyst. Man, we could have started. No, they got the ball back. Put a drive together, and now it's back to a 1-score game. Let's go.
Matt?
Coach, I got to ask about the return game with Coy Parrish. He had a huge 93-yard return, continued to kick him the ball. He had 6 returns, I believe, for an average of 38 yards. If you kick the ball out of bounds, they get it at 35. Last drive starts at the 44 because he kicked it to him. Can you just talk me through the process there?
It was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. What I'm going to start off by saying is special teams is the ultimate reflection of, like, your team, your organization. And we've done a lot of great things on special teams this year. But when there's special teams issues, there's people that answer to it, but ultimately, like, it all comes back to me. We tried to kick the ball away from them. I mean, like, we tried a sky kick. Twice we called, deep right kicks, and we didn't get far enough right where Coy and his aggressiveness was able to get over and field the football. We obviously didn't do a good enough job. Should we have squibbed it? Should we have just kicked it out of bounds? In evaluation, kind of look at all that, but we got to look at the personnel on our kickoff team. It was not for a lack of effort. Our guys were, they wanted the opportunity to go down and cover kicks, but to give a player of that caliber continued opportunities to change the game ultimately comes back on me and is a failure on my part. It was not intended, but it hurt us, and we got to fix it.
Last question, Charlie.
So, Coach Hayden Elegans had a career high in receiving yards with 127 today, along with Griffin Wilde, also 100 yards. But what did you see from Hayden really going out there and making some big catches?
Yeah, you know, number one, I'm proud of him. Like, first play of the game, he gets a little dinged up, you know, and like I think there's a maturity in like just the way that he shook that off and responded. But I'll tell you what, like Hayden's got, and this is a good quality, but Hayden's got some like, give me the ball in him, like in a good way. Like I want the ball in my hands with the game on the line. And for a second-year guy to have that type of attitude and that type of confidence, and to see the rhythm that's been created between him and Preston, and Griff playing at the level that he is, a lot to look forward to.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, everyone.